Alright, now in order to get the best use out of all of Viper's utility, it definitely helps use her screen and her smoke when executing a site, obviously. So I find that using both of those is pretty much best on just trying to eliminate all the lines of sight on Heaven. So in order to do that, I just use my crosshair right above this lightning spike thing going on in the background. Wanted to use my molly right there. And it essentially sets it up on top of that box, and I'm gonna show you why that's good here in a second. But in combination, I use my smoke also on that on Heaven. So I pretty much just use this like crack inside of these wooden pillars, but I use the cursor that shows to click mouse 1 in order to do a regular throw, the top left corner of that box. Put it right in the middle of those two, and then you jump and insta throw. It should end perfectly right there. And the reason why I use both these on Heaven is because if you just only scream and you do it on top of the box, if they're playing close, then it allows you to get like the line of sight blocked. But if they push farther over, they can have a line of sight on it. But if you use this right here as well, you will see that it just absolutely blocks off everything. So they pretty much have to come down off of Heaven if they want to be able to get a peek on it and stay site. Okay, for this first spot, you're going to use your toxic bar as a reference point. You're going to also use this staple right here. It's the third one over. You're going to take your bottom left corner of your toxic bar and put it on the very top of that staple. You move your bar over about half an inch to the right. And obviously some adjustments can be made in terms of optimizing it, but that's how you molly first spot. Now in order to molly the electrical control box, all you're going to need to do is use this leaf section right here. If you want to molly short on the box, all you got to do is use the very top of it. Take the top left corner of your toxic bar, wedge it right into the corner of that leaf. That will molly short of the control box. Now if you want to molly deeper, where say someone might be camping or trying to execute, you're going to use this gap right here under the same piece or section of the leaves. This gap right here, you're going to use the top left corner of your toxic bar. Put it just slightly underneath that gap. And it completely mollies the back of that site. Now if you want to molly the left side of Heaven, all you're going to do is use your mouse 1 icon right above your toxic bar. You're going to use the top left corner of that. You're going to wedge it right into the middle of that diamond, that middle diamond. That should molly the left side of Heaven. Perfect. Now if you want to molly the very far right side, you'll use the toxic bar, the top left corner of it. You're going to put it right here underneath this left side corner, bottom left corner of this wooden pillar, slightly below it, and it should fall perfectly into the corner, allowing you to molly that right side as well. If you want to molly the double boxes in the center of sight, what you need to do is you will reference these two blocks right here, right to the bottom left of this crooked brick sticking off. You will use the top left corner of the mouse 1 icon in the very center of these two, right in the middle where they meet. You just top left corner, and that mollies back of the side. Obviously a little bit of adjustments can be made if you want to flesh out more of the left to right side. Then if you want to molly the wooden box that is close to it, all you need to do is come to this block right here, right next to the crooked brick. Use your mouse 1 icon, top left corner, put it right in the center of the top line. And just like that. Molly. Now last spot to molly will be boost. If you want to molly the boost, all you gotta do is you count 1, 2, 3, 4 shingles down using the toxic bar in the top right corner. Come parallel just with the top corner right there. Line them up, and then you come about 1/4 to 1/2 inch off. Confirm the molly, and that should land far enough left where it spills off the edge, mollying possibly if they're sitting in the corner, and then all levels of the boost. So for executing B, I find that using mid-link is generally the best spot to utilize her screens and her smokes. But you just gotta watch out for people throwing their utility in here. You may get a raised nade or something, but it's generally pretty safe. I'm gonna line up with this center line, also with this as well, this border around it. You look at this screen right here, or this middle piece, line up just intact with it. And you want it to try and line off that right there. And then to use your smoke, you have two options. You can either smoke off the actual site, which I'll show you after this one, and then you can also use it to smoke off workshop. So find where this metal concrete, or the concrete meets the metal, right there in the center. Use the top left corner of your toxic bar, and you throw. Mouse 1, and should land pretty perfect. This allows you to cut off all these sites and anyone that would be camping in this area. But now for the second smoke spot, you're going to come back to the same position. Use your crosshair as a reference point. You find this window right here on the right, first one. Technically it'd be the second one, but first one on the right. What you're able to see from this point, you take your crosshair middle way through the window. You come adjacent to it on the corner of the building. Jump insta throw. And now you see what it would look like as you're executing. Right, you got all this smoked off. Now this allows you to not be seen from back of sight or anyone that's camping on default. And just if you wanted to like safe clear this box right here, if you see this anyone's camping that, if you aim at this corner of the shadow, that's head level with anyone that's on the other side, and then around right here would be body level if they're crouching. But yeah, it's just kind of helpful to know for reference. Now if you want to molly off CT from right here in case your team's about to execute, we're going to use the same spot we've been using. However, we are going to use the arrow that is coming out of the top of the mouse 1 icon, the rectangle. If you look above the top of it, you can see that there's a arrow coming out. We're going to use the very point of that right in the middle of this shingle right here. See how there's this line in the shingle? We're going to try and put it right into the very middle of that, the very point. Put it right in the middle of that shingle. See where this lands. And pretty perfect. You can scoot it to the right a little bit more if you want to get more molly on the CT side. Now this one is to molly the backside near CT of workshop, where a lot of people like to camp, where the stairs go from CT onto B site. What we're going to do is going to use the arrow coming off the mouse 1 cursor again for the Molotov. Going to put it right here on the corner of the fence. You just move it about 1 inch to 1/2 inch off to the right, and you perfectly molly that as well. Now if you want to molly default while you're about to execute B, same position again, except this time we're going to use our crosshair. Find the second window on the right side going up, adjacent to it right in the middle. And this one's gonna be a little bit more ambiguous to try and spot, but we're gonna come to the right until our crosshair right underneath this small little slope of the cloud, but yet still in line with halfway the window. So right there, molly off. And you can obviously scoot it right if you want to get more of this side, or you can keep it in the same Same spot to get the same effect on the molly. That's how you molly default. Now, if you want to molly backside, you can get right and left side, but you'll need to stay in this position. Come to this indentation in between the shingles, straight up to the point of where you're in between these two windows. Molly, and you should be able, just like that, get these sides. Now they are able to scoot back just a little bit depending on how well you place it, and they can still hold the angle, but at least you'll flush them out from being able to stay hidden in the corner. Now for mollying left side, all you need to do, get back in position, line up your crosshair perfectly with the edge of the building. Then you want to maintain level with this window, and you should be able to molly left side now. Get all the corners out. Now they are still able to fall back, but you are at least able to scoot them off this wall, so you can kind of flush them out some.